Good afternoon. Whether you are ones to listen, my true happiness, or I can say, I tell you true happiness. Well, I came, my mom and dad married in 1918. I came in 2020, 1901, in the big city, Alemania, Germany, city of three, and I had a happy child, and an octogenarian. I'm only 89 years old, but I'm also a veteran. I volunteered in the United States Army, to the Army Air Corps. Here's my mother, myself, here at age 4, and going to high school, gymnasium, 10, and I have here, here I have a map, denotes in Essen, Germany, a journey into Dachau, the infant camp of Dachau, where I was a prisoner during the Crystal Night. The brown shirts ransacked my house, took me to Dachau. Nights standing up. Here's a list of my classmates. School to a secular school between 19 and 1936. And I even have a name of the police chief, and his name is Krombach. And by the name of, I'm trying to find him. Anyway, some other Krombach is the police chief. Here's my name. I went to a Jewish school here, and between 1930, and then to become a professional, the Goethe-Gymnasium School of Higher Learning, where here's my beautiful temple that came Bar Mitzvah, 3. That is the same, came to power, Nazi dictatorship. And I was 13, as ones who was some Bar Mitzvah in Essen. We burned down, but in peacetime Nazi days, they set the temple in 1938. Here, sadly, Jerusalem stones inside was complete. The city of Essen is restoring the temple, is making a museum. I'm in it because I was. And here is the of the temple. The emperor and I had him here in front. Here's the office, and where I the cantor in 35, where I was the cantor singing in Hebrew, and that's what I did. Here's another picture, the temple. Now again to the Crystal, the Nazi Park on city benches, municipal park, only for Aryans who are allowed to sit here. Minorities like Jews, Jehovah's, some colored people, the German people, sick about their new leader. They were jubilant about his promises, the allies, to the greatest country, the greatest country. This is was 1,000-year Reich. Car standing up and to the Nazi concentration. Dachau, HAU, Nazi camp. I was certainly beaten up a lot. Lucky. I was on 28/49. I was on a small German Hamburg to Cuba, to Havana. Gave me asylum for live in Cuba as a free in 39 to 9 of the food. Could climb the cook, a monkey or ape. There were pineapples and coffee was 1 cup, paper cup of coffee. Here, okay. I was taken to the 10th of November, that called the Crystal Night. Glad after our Gestapo train, now be to hell in 2 days, standing to Dachau concentration, Western Europe in Munich. Here, and I was actually the 17th, 1938, Nazi concentration, shaking and afraid, everything the SS, there was who could do anything. There were the guards. Here on this wall got shut. And seeing the rifle, and I was just lucky in Dachau when I was able to run away, lucky to get out, embark to 2-year asylum by Fulgencio Batista, very popular. Here a happier time with my fellow German right here. This is myself. 3 times in up to the middle 30s. Dachau, sometimes we could get again hard labor for concentration camp. Pictures in my story. Here is gate, Arbeit, that means in English, sort of a psychological on the gate to all the accounts makes free the psychological work. And here they did, this doctor did some experiments on live prisoners, Duncan and injections. The Jubilee when we got freed in the war, when war for some people who got, documents the fact that was a searching service in the tracing service. Look, please, in some place here from the international, my records. Here's from the interest that I was a prisoner, was able to, end of March 1930, lucky to have survived concentration camp. Let us remember the happened. And I tell my, in Stark County, I speak to Church Nation, I speak to Lions Club. Anybody ever tell you that I was in it? Now has 30 and General Pat, and don't let anybody do the Holocaust happen. Here is the SS, Himmler, who took a point of being hung, like Hermann Goering, of the German force. He also was killed and killed him. He did not get hanged. My mother rescued me, so she was able to produce of Dachau legally. She did it. I'm sorry I couldn't live. I've tried desperately to join me in Cuba, Missouri, where for 2.5 years, about 1941, when I went for the U.S. Army, beginning of 1942. I was, after 2 weeks in uniform, OD means Aleph Drab. Our uniform was, of course, OD. Was the Army. As a spy, here I'm Jewish. I was in Germany. Yes, you just came from Nazi Germany. You have blue eyes, you get the heck out. I had to leave the Army, because after 8 months, the Army, Navy had cleared me in Missouri. I'm okay to again enter or enlist in the Army. I re-enlisted again, so that must have been 42. I volunteered again. I said, Army Air Corps. Fly necessarily, ground jobs, there are so many jobs on the ground, but hearing, you are helped to be in the Army Air Corps. Of 42, after some training, various camps like Barracks, Missouri, Madison, Wisconsin, to Tampa, Florida, in at field camp Pineville. I was sent overseas at night I was asking for overseas. After I became a U.S. citizen in uniform, courthouse duty, and I was assigned to a bomb course, of which I have some pictures. I was assigned radio. I was in during the 1904 and 19. So again, a bit. I have here on which I thank you. My pictures of my recent City, Utah, with groups of 464 lying in a beat as a voice during the war. In 1945, the flying stopped, and I was returned to Springfield for the war. But at the end, 2 or 3 of intelligent agent Simon, I'm Bernd Simon, B-E-R. You speak languages, we can use intelligence, we make you, if you would have to, but if you would do 2 years in Nazi Europe to try to war criminals. Well, I'm single, my mom got killed for to Nazi-occupied former Soviet Union, stay with the department as an agent, counterintelligence school on officer status, and I agreed to stage and to try to catch SS, and of which I caught quite a few. In Nuremberg war, some got hanged or crimes committed between 1945 in Czechoslovakia, Norway, work, and in Holland, and they enough were caught. And my passport, on which I could live in 28 months, 19, lucky and happy. My American entry of line, but this is, I entered the U.S. as an enemy. And later I became an exile, became a citizen. USA, in go to Missouri, getting a job. A small town, not so many got my passport again. Hey, the Nazis put in branded. I was an enemy, although I was a gladly stayed in Nazi Germany, no place to go. To be a cantor, a Jewish elementary school with my people. In that seminar, Würzburg, Germany, to become a cantor, Jewish temple, and to become we Jews would let us live. Nazi Germany, in my own fatherland, no such luck. Germany wanted to kill us, dreaded concentration camp of Dachau, got killed and shot in people at the SS. Here is my picture, 39, Nazi Germany colors. I got 10 Deutschmarks for 4 American dollars, a suitcase, and when I left for the new cast when the small German ship was in shot, but they wanted to send me back to thought I wasn't. I was, but I told him how nice it was in Dachau, how much good medicine, good food. I told him to. I lied. Had I said anything else about Dachau concentration, me off the boat. Then he went further to Veracruz, oil, and back. This little ship was called a very small German ship, 200 or 300 that tried to get Americas. And I was passage standing up the Orinoco of the Hamburg America to a sister ship. But I got on to Cuba. Here, few pictures. I'm very happy for La Habana. And let's see what else. Album, which the next ship was a German ship, and at that time, Welt. And his ship was denied entry. The people could not land in. They couldn't land in Havana, Cuba. Cuba let a few. Was the last one to ship the St. Louis. It was not allowed with 900 poor Nazi from the Nazi on Holland Way. And okay, now let's see. I have the St. Louis. Excuse me. I will. Here's my happy life. I became a Cuban farmer. Between somebody gave me a suit, a church. We had this pillar of the former Cuban by the American Joint District and also by the Quakers who ran this farm. Quaker of the American Committee from and be on this farm in Cuba, and I got 3 minutes to sleep on. Here is again the lobby of with some of the refugees among them. Here is another of the refugee Cuban farm. It was called Seco, was the name on which I live. Here, entering the USA, making Springfield becoming truly rich in working a day, almost an hour. I was really enjoying liberty and freedom in Springfield, Missouri. That paid me a week. $9 for cheap, meals for a meal with hamburgers and fried steak or pork, including coffee, Coca-Cola, the green. May I mention brief little break, if I may? I returned to Cuba under Castro for 1 week for school teacher, and I was active of the school board going to Cuba for 1 week and seeing where I have it. Poverty, poor. I was rich in liberty. Picture of let's see, 99 or 99, I forgot. Girls here, hey, come to me. I guess them because I'm a married man for 62 years. My wife and my wife became the Nazi concentration camp. Poland was made by Dr. Joseph Mengele. She had to make munitions. That's how she survived wars. And this is my mother. That she sent money. She knew I was and she knew I was safe. Respondent. This is her last letter. So you can see the swastika, and again, this was of course written, which we both do. Born in now. I have. Now back in the USA. Then did I start? Start only in Springfield, Missouri, and I made up time over the year. Here's some girlfriend. Show you brief Missouri, and. Lake Taneycomo, each lake of the Ozarks, and boating, sometimes 2, 3, 4 couple at nice weekends. Ozarks, Missouri, on weekend here, and then here's another girlfriend, Army, and in the U.S. Army, ended up with the gladly, the armies. I am as a project. I mean, of course, government issue, United States soldier, in winter unit, and. Now here I'm in the Army, various camps I had mentioned before, going overseas in the USA. U.S. citizenship paper, when I became a citizen, Missouri at the courthouse, I was examined. And then I asked for with the U.S. Army as a soldier. We did some double dating. No, you know what they're calling it today? An item. Yet I never knew that about when a girl like has or is now an lady friend. But that's Cal Parley. He's a great student, good student in San Luis Obispo. Now here I'm a lady friend, and one more, another in Madison, Wisconsin, Mendota. Right here I'm going to beer. Of course, I'm in the Army now. And, here I'm to Exfield, Madison with beer, with some friend and with some lady to Exfield of Wisconsin. Some weak beer. Okay, back to the Army camp. Another picture. Bomb group when I got overseas. Force famous. We are very proud of it. 778 and 79. 7th Squadron for bomb group. Unions almost every. And we just came back from our latest has been. Here are a few of the medals I have earned with some the Nazi medals too. This is the 464. Came back from a reunion for 4 days. Yes, I liberated from the flyers right here. A few pictures of the latest one, just of Salt Lake City, Utah. Honorable discharge, medals are earned. My combat record, right here, this one on May 20, 1949. 20. This my missions 24. And I'll show you some pictures. My discharge from 1914 as to Springfield, Missouri, approached by agents, and they over for a few years hunter, which I then gladly followed. There are some pictures, the Union, Utah, just a few weeks, September. Here is my bomb group. This is in which we flew. Here is my sadly shrunk, less than half a dozen. These were all flight. This is my squadron, 7th Bomb 464, and here is and son of mine, the father like myself. This is him who helped, and this is myself here. It's myself again. Some friends took a picture of me of the Liberator bomber. My plane was. This is the tail of the Liberator bomber. On this picture right here, the 4th. Thank you. We were in Italy, Pantanella, in southern Italy. There were many B-24s, 485s, 464s, 65, into the north to bomb Nazi Germany. Voice intercept operator, German radio signals to mislead the German air. U.S. passport in 1940 became a sort of a rejoined War Department into Switzerland, bananas, and the booklet of at the time, our Red Army alone, and we helped defeat Nazi Germany strong. We came from the West, the Soviet Union came from the right. We were able to defeat powerful Nazi conquered almost all Greece and powerful, and to take the world, got defeated in 45 of in the Soviet Union. So now we go to here's some Soviet soldiers. Now I'm in Vienna, and skip some pictures here from this here in front of the this is Victoria. So we, the Soviet Army, and that was okay. Here's my son. Her name is Feli, and she was a very lovely Vienna with her. Here, would wear civvies, the uniform of the U.S. Army, with the G could use with my lady friendly. Now back to the. Here's another picture. The scene to what I did. It was in Vienna, Austria, 5 and 47. Now I'm going back, flying in Liberator bomber. Okay, already. So I go on. Let a few moments. Okay, I will find my sim. Okay, here, Clark's car, headquarters in Vienna, Austria, Rumata, who led the campaign in Italy. This is in here. This is my 44 or 45. End of the war, American soldier in dress. Oh, this lady, my wife. This is my wife, Kraus Simon, of the United Nations, UNRRA. She had the British. She was stationed in where here of the U.S. War Department, and at the for a year and a half after my service, I was asked to teach European and the U.S. intelligence school in the Bavarian village in Alps. This is the UN school where I was. Did I teach? I taught some German teacher in Oberammergau. This is the village. Christ is played by the village of Oberammergau Alps. That's where the school. And Judy visited, and it was a beautiful, good school. Where in 1948, when I went back home as my war bride, she could come with me. We embarked on the Queen Elizabeth 85,000-ton twin with a twin in Long Beach. Here, it was a twin on which we sailed to the U.S. Park. I brought here Pennsylvania, friends, some distant relatives, and we rambled across the USA to where Judy's brother, practicing architect in Los Angeles, stayed with him. He went to live in California, where we stayed in Ventura, California, with the U.S. Navy. That was very nice. So worked commercial sewing machine company, 13 long years. I'm a teacher at UCSB, teaching credential of California, also through the I've been teaching French, mostly even ESL, foreign language, and I'm now retired. Never. Now, in 1948, war bride Simon, by the way, was a teacher at the city fair of Hungary, Professor Kraus, Latin, French, French and German he taught. My wife just corrected me. Okay, and anyway, I became a teacher, and I got these documents from the U.S. Border Patrol for about 3 days after the end of war. Of course, in May of 40, came home. These are some documents. I was a teacher, an agent of U.S. military intelligence. Back to the pictures that I album turn, because it's a heavy album. But this always happened to me, so that I'm able to tell you on this for the water. And finally, this is the where I work with the French and Asian in the U.S. in the zone. The powers that one has too. Oh, here's an interesting picture. As a GI, as a soldier, on my right, or you'll see me on officer uniform. And he can see my emblem, USFA, that means I have here, and you see a few Army Air Corps, as an airman. This is the wings, maybe back in the United States. For looking. We'll see. Oh, here I have to take this out. Some of, pardon me, the specs and the SS interrogated of military intelligence in Le Havre, France, many in POW camps, of course, run by me. And then I signed here, B. Simon, MIS G2, that means service G2. So that's what after the war. And only end of 44 to the beginning, I was flying for Liberator Radio Voice Intercept Upper, have some, but somehow takes me to my wife in the American mess in Munich in 1947. Some caption, and here is of us, on me briefly short here, and Judy was to be married of 1940. Married. Here's Judy's passport, and here she is in a dark olive drab, very deep dark, right here. This is Judy. We're still married together, and this is her time, a makeshift passport and French visas. Here's another passport of her. Well, anyway, okay. Marriage certificate, married 20 January 8. Army. Some Queen Elizabeth from Southampton, England in 1948. From New York to, from New York, from South New York, when the Queen Elizabeth, 85,000. In paper, she became a citizen after being married to me, 50, California. Her mother and father, who, by the way, put into the gas chambers when they were taken, including my wife, forced laborer, Engele, her mother into the gas chamber. That was very, we mourned them. Judy, when we are Palm Springs, children, Simon and Debbie Simon, computer specialty with, and Debbie became clinical psychiatrist. Deborah Simon, and our daughter is called Simon Phillips, a young who will become 3rd November 12, huh? Harmony, excuse me, of this year till her butt. Our son has 4, he has only 3 sons, Clifford and Derek Simon. And now we have some pictures of my life in Italy. They are the tents we live in the mountains. In southern Bari seaport in southern Italy, we slept in those tents. These are on below gunnery sergeants that trained. I was trained on a gun in a B-24. And then for Liberator bomber, a black Nan was a yellow Nan. And below him, in Peristyle, friend, my aircraft from Minnesota for a week at his war. And then in the self on the left, and Bob King with and then the very last picture, Yellow Nan, the lips was assigned to us, and it says his fellow aircrew member with his group out of Italy, 1905. Thank you for looking. Furthermore, what did I mean to say? We were trained various camps. The last one was in near Fresno. Sure, the army was called China-Burma Inhold. I was shipped coast to Carolina. We were Henry, and we embarked from Newport one night with in the carbine rifle beam. We were in the army on a ship to LA. Sure, they were going to ship to the 8th and 9th Air Force. Halfway through, they told it's going to be Italy, but Italy it was. It seemed briefly by fighter planes. We landed actually in Naples, and from there we were shipped. Rappel means replace, and from there we were assigned to the 4th, and from there 7th wing into and I was assigned for the famous bomb group, whichever group. And my squadron was. I've shown you some pictures. I was trained in voices. We were trained German Luftwaffe radio signals in the B-20 called Helicopter Insta radio equipment. So was assigned to the S2 office for air intelligence. Listen to Nazi broadcasts and report on headquarters. In America, the intelligence 2. In Europe, it was called two highest headquarters. It's called the GCS intelligence office. And then after that, I was trying to my hometown, Springfield, single. But then, as I said, I was offered a job, and I decided to take with the U.S. War Department of Military Intelligence. The title was MISG, Military Intelligence Service, G2 higher headquarters. After schooling methods, German, I knew from Nazi Germany for till 90. Part of it was under the Nazis, but glad to get out, of course. It's the good old USA, my dream. I almost, because the country, you are a spy, get out. But then I proved my identity, and the USA. I could say. 1 year my asylum was, what did the USA, what could I do? Swiss. But they said, hey, Simon, Jewish fellow, marry, become rich, take under my hat factory, get rich, become a Cuban, married. The girls were old, they are ready to get married, so I gratefully declined. I could also go to the consulate of my country. Germany had already conquered with the swastika flag at the time. Would I German embassy and say, lengthen my pass, get a visa for the USA? So they said, I had to go to the German embassy, a salute, but I did go, I wanted to go so badly, so I thought, went to the German embassy. Hitler, see, I was a beggar. The flag, Heimat, land. I said, wait, bag and didn't come back. After 2 hours, I almost, he came back, the employee, the Nazi, and lengthened for me for my pass for 2 days. You can see it. So, and I said, Heilig in German, of course, Danke schön, never again see you. Way out of the way, and they're following me. Finally, they let me newly passport, and I was in Germany in the U.S. Army. Let me go, and of course they didn't very happy to do it. Married in 48, and to see, got my visa. Then I was off by a ship coming. It went up the east, picked me up in República de Cuba, to Nueva York country. The good old USA. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck. God bless you all. Thanks for now. Viva. Goodbye for now.